We were all wrong about Chris Hansen. It's so disappointing. I had so much faith in him. I think we all did. And I think that faith came from nostalgia. Chris, I thank you for all the pedophiles that you've caught in your past. And that's where my thanks ends. You've lost respect from everybody, except for the one thing that you wanted respect back from: TV. Other than that, you have no respect from anybody. If anything, you didn't even leave the Onision case where it was. You actually made it worse. I did not watch the 3-part documentary because I can't stomach it, but I did watch reviews of all 3. And there's a lot of things that were terrible. Quick summary based on what I know. The first part had the most Onision stuff. The second part was almost entirely Eugenia Cooney. And the third part was almost entirely Chris himself trying to come out of this like a hero. And of course they leave that for part 3 because that's like the grand finale. I'm Chris Hansen. I'm the pedo catcher, even though nothing really happened to Onision other than you just simply talking about him. It's already been confirmed that the majority of the victims, aside from Shiloh, because she's, kind of nuts, most of the victims said that they didn't want their likeness or stories being told, but you did it anyway, and then even lied saying you weren't going to do it. You really didn't show the full truth about Onision, and the stuff that you did show, you took credit for. How dare you make claims like, nothing really took off until I entered the picture? What? Here's a quick summary, because you won't even get the proper summary from people like Jacqueline Glenn or Blair. And you know why? Because even they didn't really join this until like 2013 or 14. I, on the other hand, have been around much longer. I am not one of the big, people who took down Onision or made videos about him ever since like 2007. But I do know the history. And why do I know the history? Well, because there's one man who actually started the entire Onision, anti-Onision YouTube thing long before Jacqueline, long before Blair, long before Mr. Repsion or Repzilla. The one guy that nobody ever talks about. Although I guess he kind of brought it on himself because he literally deleted all of his videos. But Stevie Wolf, aka Some Guy 827, was really the first person to ever go against Onision. It wasn't in like 2013 like Repsion or something. You know when Stevie Wolf started? 2007. Some Guy 827 was going against Onision before the banana video was even fucking released, for God's sakes. And you have the nerve to not only avoid giving people like him credit, instead you show people like Blair, who was very late to the scene and has made the least amount of videos against Onision, but show her. But then people who did the most work, like Stevie Wolf, Repsion, or Repzilla, or Tamimi, fuck all them, right? Because I guess they're not famous enough or something. Jesus Christ. It's ridiculous. And then have the nerve to say nothing took off until you came around. Let me tell you the real truth. When Chris Hansen came around, yes, it did seem like a sign from God. But as far as Onision is concerned, Onision's channel was already dying about 2 years before you joined, Chris. That's the real truth. People knew that Onision was a piece of shit as far back as 2008. By 2010, 2012, 2014, when Onision was doing more and more and more and more and more terrible, horrid shit, not just with underage girls, but just in general terrible shit, from cheating and taking advantage of people, using people, manipulating people, cheating on his wife, divorcing her, abusing Shiloh, all the stuff killing his turtle, selling his dog, all the terrible things he did long before he even met Taylor, aka Kai. People hated him for that. So this is long before the child stuff even happened, okay? We were hating him. And most people finally saw the truth by, I'd say, about 2015. So don't fucking pretend that you came as the guy to bring down Onision, because you didn't. If anything, you actually did the complete opposite. I bet you right now that Onision is laughing his ass off. He started off afraid because Chris Hansen, the pedo slayer himself, has come onto the scene to finally put the last nail in the coffin. Yes, the last nail, because YouTubers, you know, the people that you're taking the story from, they put all the nails in Onision's coffin, and all you did was put the final nail. Well, we thought you were going to do that, but what you actually did was put the final nail in and then take out the rest of the fucking nails. Because the whole thing's gone backwards. Now everything that we have against Onision no longer matters, and he went from being scared to laughing his ass off, going, all those people on YouTube who hate me, well, those people are now going after Chris Hansen for what he did against me. I won! That's what Greg is thinking right now, that he won because we're going against you. And honestly, he's right. Onision is not in jail, he has no consequences, and he's not going to get consequences from this documentary either. I mean, for fuck's sakes, the only thing you did in part 1 that had any validity to it was interviewing his dad, which was cool, but other than that, it sucked. And then Eugenia, what the fuck is with the Eugenia thing? Yeah, he went after her like crazy, but we're gonna put her as the main focus of part 2 instead of the girls. You know what? Fuck off, whatever. Like, there's so many people that Greg went after and attacked, from Jacqueline, Blair, Sear. There's so many fucking people that Onision has treated like dog shit, but let's just focus on Eugenia. And then part 3 is you basically going into damage control because the internet has hated you for botching this entire investigation, but you want to come out as some kind of a fucking hero. So part 3 is basically you showing the criticisms from YouTubers like Repsion, and then at the end going, yeah, they're criticizing me, but who got the documentary out? I did! The documentary that nobody supported, that nobody wanted to see, that nobody needed to see outside of the internet. The documentary that people literally asked you not to make, including the victims. Yeah, that documentary. You know, that one? Chris, you are such a disappointment. It really does seem like people were right, and I was wrong to think that those people were wrong, but those people were right. Your ultimate goal was never to put Onision in jail. Your goal was to get yourself back on TV. And you accomplished it. So fucking congratulations, you're back on TV. And Onision is still doing what he does. So thank you. Thank you, you worthless asshole. Like I said, thank you for catching pedos in the past, but this is disgusting. You've let us all down. Just because you wanted to get yourself back on TV, you let down everybody, and you don't even seem to care. You don't seem to care. I mean, just the initial logic was wrong. It's important to get it on TV so that it reaches a wider audience. No, it doesn't. You wanted to reach a wider audience so that you could be seen by that audience. But Onision being known by people who are not big on the internet wasn't necessary. Because, number one, those people are not affected by Onision because, again, Onision is the terrorist of the internet. Well, the terrorist of YouTube anyway. So therefore, it's only important to YouTubers. And the only other people it's important to is the police. So regular people, boomers watching TV, don't really care or know who he is, and them finding out who he is not going to change anything in terms of his consequences. The only thing putting it on TV actually did, and again, we know that this is what you wanted the whole time, was that it gets your face back on TV. That's what it did, and that's what you planned the whole fucking time. So, thank you for basically letting Onision win. Thank you for botching the whole investigation. Thank you for lying to multiple different victims. Thank you for taking advantage of all the YouTubers who did all the work. Fuck you, man. It's unfortunate, but that's the truth. I feel sorry for all of the YouTubers who put in years of work just for him to gather it all up into a neat little package on his YouTube channel and then show it. That's all he did. But to people like Jacqueline, Blair, Repzilla, Repsion, Stevie Wolf, and many others, Tamimi, and many others who have actually done real work over the last 10 years plus, I and many other YouTubers see your hard work. Chris Hansen just took advantage of it. So, that's all I have to say. Bye.